Two important developments related to peace and security in Ethiopia and in the Horn of Africa. Parallel discussions are ongoing in two countries to solve conflicts in the Horn of Africa and conflicts in Ethiopia. Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for watching the channel. Good to be with you. Two parallel discussions are ongoing. Reportedly, I hinted at one discussion in a video a few days ago. Second one was also expected. Firstly, Ethiopia and Eritrea are in talks. Venue, Saudi Arabia. A few days ago, I told you that Eritrea had contacted Saudi Arabia to mediate between Eritrea and Ethiopia. I called it a smart move by Sasevuki, Eritrean president. I said maybe Ethiopia won't be able to accept this mediation, or if it accepts, it will make tall demands at the table because UAE would not like Saudi Arabia to strike a deal between Ethiopia and Eritrea. UAE and Saudi Arabia are regional rivals. Ethiopia definitely not in a position to say no to Saudi mediation. And this is what happened. Reportedly, Ethiopia sent its delegation to Saudi Arabia. Eritrean delegation is also in Saudi Arabia. Talks are ongoing there. Now, confirm that the two sides have met there, mediated by Saudis. Saudis definitely have leverage, they have money, they have influence. Ethiopia cannot say no, but how will Ethiopia handle this issue? Because UAE would not like the deal to be reached between Ethiopia and Eritrea in Saudi Arabia. So we'll have to wait to see. Only confirmation is that the two countries are in talks in Saudi Arabia. This is what was needed, by the way. I've been calling for de-escalation. I've been calling for some sort of engagement between the two countries because every day we see new statements critical of each other and tensions are rising more than ever. This is the first time in 5 years that we're seeing this level of heightened tension between the two countries. So engagement was needed. De-escalation was needed. De-escalation has not happened so far. Just 2 days ago, we saw what happened at the UN Human Rights Council meeting where Eritrea and Ethiopia exchanged serious allegations against each other. But they are in talks in Saudi Arabia. What are they talking about? Definitely, they're talking about sea access. They're talking about port. They're talking about border, mainly sea access. Now, we'll have to wait to see what role Saudis play in this mediatory, in its mediatory role. Turkey tried to mediate between Ethiopia and Somalia. We saw that. That mediation did not work. Ethiopia and Somalia could not reach any agreement. Now it's Saudi's turn. As per my assessment, chances of the success of these talks are very slim. Because officially, Eritrea has been saying that it won't talk to Ethiopia about sea access. Eritrea has been saying it won't talk to Ethiopia about border because it's not in occupation of any foreign country's territory. So Eritrean position is very extreme. Though Eritrea says this extreme position is justified, why should it talk to Ethiopia about its own territories? Why should it talk to Ethiopia about border when it is not in occupation of Ethiopian areas. So Eritrean position has been the same in the last few months. But since war is looming, Ethiopia is using diplomatic pressure. Ethiopia is mobilizing uh, military to, though indirectly through proxies. That is why talks have begun. So pressure exerted from Ethiopia is working. Uh, it's working to the extent of Eritrea coming to the table. Eritrea never agreed to talk to Ethiopia in recent years, in recent months rather. It said, we don't want to talk. Why should we talk? So it seems that pressure exerted by Ethiopia through different means is working. That is why it has been forced to ask for mediation. Will Eritrea make any compromises at the table? That remains to be seen. Second parallel discussion is ongoing between Fano and government reported. Which Fano group? Eskinder Nega. Eskinder Nega group, Amhara Fano People's Organization, AFPO, held talks with the international players a few months ago when Eskinder Nega, Colonel Fantahun, others met with some European diplomats. Skandar, by the way, denied being in talks, but pictures came out, not pictures, statements of those who met with Skandar. Others came out and soon said it was preliminary discussion. Now, what we are hearing is Skandar is not in Ethiopia. He's been flown out of Ethiopia to start talks with the government. Some say he is in the US, others say he is in another country. Talks are not being held in Ethiopia. We cannot say that Fano groups are talking to government because Skandar does not represent all Fano groups. He only represents AFPO. Even AFPO, Skandar is not the sole owner or leader of AFPO. Makatao is the other main leader of AFPO. And Makatao is in show. And if Makatao leaves, Skandar will become insignificant. Some Skandar group's commanders in Gondar have left. They have joined AFNF or they have laid down arms. So Skandar and AFNF, Amhara Found National Force, accuses Skandar of being a prosperity party puppet. That is why we can only say that one faction of Fano is talking to prosperity party. Who is playing a main role in this discussion? Because, as I said in the first part of the video, that Saudi Arabia is the one we did in Ethiopia. What about Fano government talks? Who is the main facilitator? The US reportedly. The new US Secretary of State Marco Rubio once met with Skandar in the past. Erwin Masenga, US ambassador to Ethiopia, has been keen to mediate between Fano and government, between Ola and government. Again, the main player which is emerging in Ethiopia to end a conflict is the US. It was the US which ended 2-year-long deadly war in northern Ethiopia. US managed to fly Tigray leaders out of Tigray to Tanzania, to Djibouti. They held talks there. Ultimately, the two sides agreed and signed Pretoria deal. Then US, if you remember, took Ola leaders out of Valaga to talk to the government in Tanzania. Jalmaro was taken out of Valley. Others, the government and Ola talked in Tanzania. Talks did not succeed. Again, the US is playing the main role in talks between Skandar and government. Let's see what happens. Uh, Talks should happen. Solution should be found at the table. This is the way forward. Even Fano groups don't know how long they will take to overthrow Abiy. 2 years have passed, and entire Amhara region has been crippled. People suffering. So there must be a solution to this conflict. And same is the case with Ethiopia Eritrea tensions. If they don't de-escalate, they'll continue piling up weapons, diverting their bulk of their budget to military, and that won't be good for development, for progress, for the lives of people in the Horn of Africa. Thanks for watching.